It may or may not surprise you that much of the interaction as a developer with Magento happens through the command line tool bin Magento. Chances are you might not be used to working that way. If not, you will have to change your habits. It is an integral part of working with Magento 2. Should your development environment be hosted on Windows, you will need to set up a decent shell. Most of the developers I know who use Windows prefer to use Git bash. To test if you have everything up and running, please open a shell and navigate to the Magento base directory. Then type the command bin Magento and hit enter. This will print a list of all the commands that can be run. To run one of the commands, type bin Magento followed by the command name and any arguments. To try one out, let's use bin Magento deploy mode show. We'll talk more about this specific command later on. The code for bin Magento is based on the Symfony framework console command component. It inherits a nice feature from there which allows us to abbreviate each section of a command name as long as it still uniquely identifies the full command. So, for example, deploy mode show can be abbreviated as deploy with D, mode with M, and show with SH. And bin Magento is still able to figure out what we want. I tend to use abbreviations a lot. If a command is misspelled or abbreviated too much, so it can't be uniquely identified anymore, bin Magento offers a list with possible matches. Let's try to run bin Magento DMS for deploy mode show. So we get an exception. Command DMS is ambiguous. Do we mean deploy mode set or deploy mode show? This is also helpful if I'm unable to remember the exact name of a command. For example, if I'm unsure of the command to deploy static content, I'll just guess part of the name. For example, bin Magento deploy static. And here we go. This is the command I was looking for. Very helpful. To get more information on a command and its arguments, bin Magento help can be used. For example, bin Magento help SSD, which is a common abbreviation for setup static content deploy. It shows us a list of all the possible options and arguments, together with a little description. Many of the commands that are contained in bin Magento you will probably never use, but some of them are used all the time. Over time you will probably also extend bin Magento with some custom commands. In the next video we will look at the commands I probably use the most.